Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to my tutorial on how to make the MTV advert I made like a few months ago. First off, I want to thank you for 3,000 subscribers. That's awesome. I can tell you nothing's gonna change. I will keep on editing Call of Duty videos as well as making more tutorials. I know I don't have tutorials on my channel yet, but I will make some more tutorials in the future. And yeah, before I'm gonna start with the tutorial, I have something else to talk about. When I had 2,999 subscribers, I always reloaded my page to see when I finally get 3,000 subscribers. And I was on this video, and when I reloaded the page, I had like, I don't know, 40 likes and 2 dislikes. And then I don't know, like a minute later or something, I reloaded the page again, and then I had 92 dislikes on the video. And I was just like, oh my god, this must be a dislike bot, because I don't think there are 90 people that dislike the video in like 5 or 2 minutes. And yeah, well, that shit happens, I guess. I'm not the only one who's suffering from dislike bots. But another thing I found out, kind of wondering me, as some friend on Skype told me that you can watch your development on socialblade.com, your channel development. And when I search for my channel, this comes up. It says no data available, and this is kind of wrong. Normally you can see like how many subs you gain per day on average, and how many views you get per day on average, and how many money you earn per day and stuff. And on my channel it says nothing. It says actually that I'm gaining 0 subscribers and 0 views, and yeah, that's kind of wrong. And I can show you how it looks like when I search for video architects. This is how it should look like. Here you can see how many subs we get per day and stuff, and it even calculates when you get the next subscriber goal, like 2,000, 3,000, and yeah. Well, this is how it looks like, and it doesn't look like on my channel, and this is kind of wondering me. And I don't know if this has anything to do with the dislike bot, but in case yes, I don't even know how these dislike bots work. But if somebody knows how it works or how to get rid of it, then please tell me, because it's actually kind of pissing me off, to be honest. And yeah, that was kind of sad. I just reached 3,000 subscribers, and then I have to mess around with shit like this. Well, enough about this. The tutorial will be on this video. What I'm gonna show you is actually how to make this motion graphics. I won't sync it up to a song or something. I will only show you how to make these graphics move, and the backline, how it grows and stuff. I guess this is the most interesting part in the video, and this is actually what you like to know. I don't know if I make this in one video or maybe 2 parts, depends on how long it will take. Okay, so let's get started. I prepared some graphics in Photoshop. This one and this circle, as you can see. We have the circles and this kind of, I don't even know what it is, but it looks cool. And the text will be made in After Effects. And this kind of box behind the text, I don't even remember how I made it. We will see how we can create it. I guess I made it in Photoshop as well, but yeah, we will talk about this later. And this background line is basically an image I made in Adobe Illustrator. It's a brush, and the advantage if you use Illustrator is that the graphics are vector graphics, which means you can scale them however you like not even in the aspect ratio. They will always have the same quality. There's no loss of quality, and I can show you how to make this. You simply draw a path. This was kind of random when I made it, and then you search for a nice brush. What did I use? Hand-drawn brushes, I guess, and then one of these two. So this is kind of big, so you can we can make this smaller. This brush looks better, but you can actually use any brush you want and which you like. I used this one, and I think it turned out kind of nice. Yeah. When you finished your graphics, I will upload these graphics so you can download them and use them for making the tutorial and stuff. When you have these graphics or made someone on your own, then you're gonna save them for web and other devices, and save them as PNG 24. This means that the graphics won't have a solid background. So when we add them in After Effects, we can see other objects behind them without any, well, other colors around. So I save it onto the desktop. I'm gonna make a new folder, MTV ADVERT tutorial, circle. Okay, save it. I don't know what it's called. Random object. Okay, so we also have to save this. Let's see. I don't even know how to. I don't even know if I can export it as PNG as well. Yeah. Call it background line. Okay. I will also share this with you. Okay. You can make these graphics also in like Illustrator, so you won't get rid of any quality or stuff, but I remember I made the graphics in Photoshop because I don't know, I like to work with Photoshop. I am more expired in this than in Illustrator. So yeah, open up After Effects. Okay, so we're gonna make a new comp. 1280 by 720, and frame rate doesn't really matter, 60 frames or 30 frames, whatever you want. Yeah, so first off we're gonna import our graphics. Okay, I remember I used a, I don't know, I guess a white solid or maybe some grayish, and this was basically the background. First I wanted to make the background line to grow, like as you can see. It's constantly growing, and to make this, we will drag the background line onto this, and yeah, this is actually kinda small, but we can scale it up like this, and we shouldn't get rid of. Oh my god, we got rid of quality. Oh no, I won't save it as well. Let me try something out. I don't know if I can import this right here. As I said, it's a month ago I made it, and yeah. So there we go. Now we can scale it up without. Oh my god, why is this so ugly? No, 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 no. Well, then I have to make this a bit bigger. Well, I will make a new. Okay, and I'm actually gonna copy this one, scale it up. Okay, so now I might even change the size. Too big. Okay, this should be working out. I'm gonna save this again. Hope it works this time. Yeah. Okay, so now I forgot to make, well, this is important. You have to get rid of the background color, so you simply click this and there won't be any color. So I will save it again. Yes. Okay. Import it again. Okay. Now we can even scale it down a little bit. Yes. So now we have the back line, and how to make it grow from left to the right is actually kinda simple. We can copy this mask by, I guess, pushing Control and C, and then go onto this and click Control and V. Oh, okay. Oh my god, this is too much. Nope, 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 nope. Maybe I can... Nope. Oh my god, I don't remember. I'm really sorry, I don't remember how I got the mask onto the back line. But this is kind of wrong, this is not... But that's no problem, we can make the mask on our own. We're simply gonna draw a mask now from here to... no form, please. It's gonna start right here, and then try to line it up. Increase this a little bit. Okay, so this looks quite good, I guess. Maybe here. Okay, so what we're gonna do now is go to effect and generate and then hit this. I don't know what it's called in English. What we do, stroke, it's the stroke, yeah, I remember. What we get now is some white stroke under the mask. So first off we will scale it up so it completely hides the whole backline. And what we're gonna do now is click this and click this. Yeah, and well, now nothing changed, but when we change the end, as you can see, it's growing because everything that's under the white stroke will be shown, but if we shorten the stroke, then the rest will be masked out. So this is how I made the line grow, and yeah, we're simply gonna keyframe this at the beginning. So the first frame, the end was like actually 0, and then I don't know how much frames later, but I will go to 10 seconds maybe, then increase it to 100. So if I go to the first frame and pre-render this, I'm not gonna make this in full res. So I guess it was more fast, so maybe to like 7 seconds or something. Really depends on the song and synchronizing the animation to to the music. But I guess this is fast enough. Maybe even too fast, but I don't know, we will see. So we can keep this right now. And what we're gonna do now is, I had these actually 3 points where the text came up. So the first point, so what we're gonna do now is simply animating these points. Like, one point will be here, the other point will be right here, and the next point will be here. And later we're gonna get the movement and all that stuff only with camera and following the line by keyframing the position of the camera and all that stuff. So yeah, we can just start animating the first part. So we're gonna import a circle. So what's coming next is simply keyframing the scale and maybe some position wiggle, and yeah, that's basically it. So you can place your stuff wherever you want. And well, it's still too big. Scale it down a little bit. Copy it like here, and I used to make, I guess, 3 circles. Looks kind of nice. So here the text will come up, and you can add the random object. Scale it down. Keep holding shift so the aspect ratio won't change and we don't get rid of any quality. We'll rotate this. Yep. Oh, 90 degrees. Like this. Well, it's not actually looking like how it looks like in the original video because the graphics are different, and yeah, kinda hard to recreate the same thing. But this is just to give you an idea on how it worked, so you can try it out yourself. And yeah, so what I made is I made all these objects come up when the line passes the place where they are. So this might be right here. So yeah, we can make these objects start right here. Okay, and now we're gonna make them come up one by one. So first off, I will scale them all down. So you can all select every object, click S for scale, and then, well, make a keyframe. So we have the original size saved, and maybe drag this down to some random point. Just not interested now. And now go to 0. And now we want them to come up one by one. And oh, sorry, we don't even want these two objects to come up by scaling from 0 to any other size. I guess I masked them out. So I will delete these keyframes again and drag this to the front. So we already have them on the original size, but I will mask them out later from the top to the bottom, and then it gets this growing effect. But the circuits, I want maybe, which is the biggest circle, yeah, right here. So as you can see now, they come up, but not at the same time. It looks more realistic, and yeah. What I also made, I wanted to get some bumping effect, so I'll scale in a little bit so you can see it. So maybe, well, let's see how fast it comes up. I'm kinda slow, so I will increase this. Yeah, that's better. So go to the first circle and go a few frames further, and now scale it up a little bit like this, and then you go a few frames further again, like 2 or something, and copy the first and then put it in. And what we get now should be some bumping effect. Yeah, so it's kind of growing to some big circle, and then it goes back again to the size we want. We also gonna do this on the other circuits. Further. You can copy the keyframe by clicking Ctrl and C, and then push Ctrl and V for pasting. Yeah. Well, this is actually kinda too much scale. No, this was alright. Maybe it even looks better if you do some more scale on it. But still too slow, I guess, so I will put all these more. This is too much. Oops. Let's see. Still too much. So this should be working now. Yeah. So as you can see, they scale up one by one. And yeah, so now I'm gonna work with a random object. What I made here is I simply draw mask. You can double click the rectangle tool so it will be automatically make a mask around the object, the graphic, and yeah. So I will keyframe the mask's path, and first I will drag it up so the object won't be seen, and make a keyframe. So a few frames further, I'd like to make the object start growing, so I will make another keyframe with this position, so it starts right now when I go a few frames further, and then I will make the mask be coming down again. What I also made, I made the mask a little bit smoother, like, I don't know, 10 or something, so it doesn't look that rough when it comes in, and yeah. Let's see if this is too fast or too slow. Too fast. Yeah, looks already better, but I don't know. Well, actually it's alright. Yeah. So I will do the same thing with the second object. So I will keep this point in my mind where it starts to come in, so I will make the other object to come in maybe a few frames later, so I will also make a rectangle here and make a keyframe and drag it right there. Okay, so then go further and make it come back again. Okay, I'm gonna also make this more smooth, and now we can see what it looks like. So this looks more realistic when every single object is coming in by at different times and in different ways, like masking and scaling. So yeah, what I also made, I guess I added some wiggle effect on the position. So let's do this. For adding a wiggle, you simply click P or push P on your keyboard, and then hold Alt and click the keyframe clock. Now you're simply gonna type in wiggle and make this. I don't know what it's called in English, sorry, but I'm not the best English speaker, talker, I don't even know. And now you have to type in two values. I don't know, maybe 2 and then 0.10. I always use I always use this wiggle effect, but I don't even know which of these values is affecting what. Well, two values, which means one value is affecting the amplitude, I don't know how to pronounce it, and the other value is affecting the speed. So I guess the first one is the speed, but I don't know. I want to see what it looks like. We can mess around with it. So as you can see, this object now, where we added the wiggle effect, is moving around, but I guess this is kind of too much. Whoa, it's the amplitude is too big. So if I'm right, then 10 is the amplitude, and I'm gonna make this small, like 5. I guess I'm right. Okay, so this is a nice value for the positions wiggle, so I will add this on the other objects as well. Wiggle 2.5 and right here. And yeah, so now we have the circuits moving around in some wild way and stuff, and we also want to make this look more, I don't know, moving, and therefore I didn't add a position wiggle, I guess. Let's see, we have some anchor point right here, and I hope I can I will move the anchor point to the end of the object, so we can add some wiggle onto the object's rotation, so it will move from left to right, but don't move the position, you know, because it just fits more to this kind of object. And to change the anchor point, click A, and then we can simply, oh, that's the wrong value, so I'll make it like right here. So it will, so if I rotate this object now, it will rotate around this point. So if I make 180 degrees, this object will be on the other side. I can show it to you. Well, I have already rotated it around 90 degrees, so if I do 220, it will be on the other side, okay? But I will keep it 90 degrees and drag it up again a little bit, and gonna do the same thing on the other object. Anchor point, and yes. Yeah, so now I'm gonna add the same wiggle effect, but not on the position this time. I'm gonna do it on the rotation. So click R, and the rotation comes up. You click or hold Alt again, and then type in wiggle again, and the same values, 2 and 5, and let's see what it looks like. Yes, well, this might be too fast, I guess. Well, maybe I will make it the amplitude to 4. That's alright. So I will add the same thing right here. Wiggle 2 and 4. Yes. Okay, so now we have these random objects ready. What else we have in the video? Now we need to add the text and this kind of ugly. I don't really like it anymore. This box behind the text. As you can see, we have some depth of field in this video. Like this object looks more distance to the text than this. I guess I will make a second part of this tutorial, and there I will show you how I animated the camera and how to get this depth of field effect and work with 3D layers. But in this first part I will still show you how to finish this animation. So yeah, let's go on. As you can see, well, I will play it again. The text kinda rotates in from left and then comes up to the right and bumps in. Yeah. So first we will create a new layer, of course. A text layer, and well, I don't know what to type in. I will type in MTV, and choose a nice font. I'm gonna use Harabara and change the color maybe to I will just make it red right now so you can see it better. And well, maybe this is too short. It's tutorial, MTV tutorial. Yeah, so we can scale it down a little bit. And now right here I want the text to be right there. So go to rotation and rotate it a little bit. Like this. So it's kind of, this might be too much. We have to move the anchor point again because I want the MTV to come rotated in from the left to the right, and then it is like where it is right now. So go to anchor point again and try to, well, there is the anchor point. Try to make it as centered as possible, like this, and then move it off. So now we can turn it back right here. Yes. So if I rotate the object now, the text, it will rotate around this point. So I will show you what it makes. There you can see how it rotates, and at the start of the animation I want the text to be right there. So I will make a keyframe, and well, I don't know when the text should come in. Guess right now. So we make a new keyframe when we want the text to come in, and go a few frames further, and then go to our rotation again that we had, 13 or something, I don't know, maybe move it up a little bit. No, it's too much. 9 should be okay. I don't know if this might be too slow. Oh, kind of fast. I guess it was actually that fast in the video. I can make it more slow. Yes. So of course this looks ugly because this doesn't belong there. So We're also gonna add some keyframes onto the scale, and therefore open up. Well, I will open up everything. Okay, so scale. This will be, for example, the original scale we want to have later. So we will put it right here, where the animation of the text ends. So we go to the start, and now we're gonna drag this down to actually 0%, and we'll make another keyframe with 0 right here. So what we have now is the rotating text that comes in from the left to the right, and while turning it's scaling and has some nice effect. What I also made is, when it finally comes to the final position, then I wanted to get this kind of bumping effect again, so go a few frames further, make the scale a little bit more big again, and copy this keyframe and paste it. Oh, this might be, yeah, this was too fast, so yes. I'm also gonna add the position wiggle right here. Wiggle 2 and 5. Yes. Okay, what else we gonna add? Well, I don't like it that much right there. I think it's still too much rotated. 7 should be enough. Okay, so now we need some box behind the text so we can read the text when I make it black. I guess I made it in Photoshop as well. So create a new 500 to 500 should be enough, and now draw some random box. I always use this tool, by the way, for making such a box. Don't know. Yes, fill it up with some grayish color, and I will center this, and I'll save it for web and devices, and I will call it background box. Okay, import it to After Effects, put it under the text, of course, and as you can see it's kind of big, but we can scale it down and rotate it. Well, actually it's kind of hard to see for you right now, so I'm gonna give it another color right now, not the wet one, some blue, just so you can see what I'm doing. Well, this actually the position looks kind of nice. I animated this background box actually like I animated the random objects right here. So I want the box to be done growing before the text comes in, so like here. And now I'm gonna create a new mask again, and I will keyframe the path right now, because at this point I want the mask actually to be where it is right now, and a few frames further I want the mask to be like here, and make it smoother again. Let's see what it looks like. Yes. So this is actually what I made, and I'm also gonna add some positions, some wiggle on the position. Wiggle to 5, and yeah. So this wiggle effect is quite important, because this actually gives us this kind of wild effect. And yes, so I will turn off the color, or maybe I will search for a good looking color. Some dark gray than the background, so we can still notice it. A box, so maybe too dark. Yeah, and the text will be black. Yeah, so as you can see, the graphics look kinda, they have some rough edges and stuff, and so I always add some Gaussian blur right there, as well as on the text. Gaussian blur, and maybe set it to 1.5. Oh, that's already too much. And copy that and paste it on all objects, so it will be more smooth and stuff. So yeah, now we have this animation done. I won't show you how I made the other 2 points, because it's actually the same, just some different text and stuff. And well, so this was the first part of the tutorial. I will upload all these graphics to Zshare, so you can download and follow every step I made, and would be nice to see some, I don't know, video response where you post your outcomes and stuff. I'd pretty much like to see how it looks like. And yeah, in the next part I will show you how to make the camera move from the start to the end of the line, and how to get the depth of field, and maybe I show you how I made some colors. I hate these colors because it's actually poor, I don't know. But well, there are other methods to color correct this and get some touch on it, and I will show you this in the second part. Please don't forget to like and favorite the video, which helps me a lot, actually, especially after I got a dislike button on my latest video, and would be nice to see some support of you guys. And yeah, see you soon.